Hello everybody, how's it going? Long time no see you. Yeah, exactly. So, last video I talked a lot about one of the injuries I had, and in this video I want to actually cover what to do while training with an injury. Should you stop? Should you continue training? Should you train otherwise? Let's find that out. So I'm going to actually look a bit on the side because I'm actually filming on the camera here, but I have my laptop here on the right. So don't get disturbed if I don't look at you all the time. So let's go. So I will focus specifically on tendinopathy as it has been the injury that I have had. And it's also one of the most recurrent injuries that triathletes have during the training. And I think that will be very useful for all of you watching this. And maybe if you don't even do triathlon and you practice any kind of sports or you're about to practice any kind of sports, it can only help you. So I will talk about 4 points. The first being that pain and the state of the tendon are two different things. This is backed by Jill Cook in a paper published in 2009. You can find the link of the paper on the first comment on the description box. And so, as treating the pain with the classic RICE method, which states for rest, ice, compression, and elevation, and also for massages, this will only alleviate the pain, but it will not actually heal your tendon. What you can do to heal the tendon is actually get that tendon do some mechanical movements and the mechanical constraint movements, and that will actually get the tendon stronger and recreate the missing fibers that it has lost and during the practice of any kind of movement of sport, and that will allow you to actually heal the tendinopathy. The movement, not the massages, not the rest, the ice, the compression, or even the stretching. So let's move on to argument number 2 now, which is actually complementary to the first one. You will see that they're all complementary with each other. So this second point, it has been the most important for me. It's the therapy by eccentric movements. What are eccentric movements? Well, when you actually move a muscle, you can actually have 3 kinds of movements. Either eccentric, like this. If I take the example of my bicep, it's an eccentric movement because the bicep is actually getting bigger as I extend my arm. However, if I compress and bring this arm to me, then it will be a concentric movement. And if I just stay with my arm in a particular position, it is the isometric contraction. So what you want to do to actually heal the tendon is to maximize the eccentric movements. I will show you right now how I have applied this eccentric movement exercise. So which were the 3 eccentric movement exercises that helped me heal or at least feel much better in 3 days. So now let's move on to the point number 3, which is the progressive loading therapy. And it will actually, as I told just a few seconds ago, help a lot if you are actually considering the last 2 studies that I have mentioned. So if you do progressive loading with eccentric exercises, it will definitely help you out. But focusing a little bit more on this and giving more specifics. This paper was published by Peterson, Pistilli, and all in 2010. Third link in the description box below if you want to actually go and discover the study. This was actually a study focused on all kinds of muscles, and what it's actually saying is that when your muscles become stronger, the tendons will become stronger as well, and it will prevent having an injury for that reason. Also, as a positive side effect, you having stronger muscles will allow you to perform better at triathlon and in any other sports. Actually, I don't think of any sport that having more muscles would actually make you worse. So actually, if you think about one of the sports, write it down in the comments and we will all discover which are these concerned sports, if there are any. Then moving on to the fourth point, I haven't actually applied myself, but I think it was worth mentioning. It's about diet. So there's a particular aspect of a diet that can actually help you improve the condition of your tendon, and it's about getting some collagen. So this study was published in 2019, so quite recent. We're in 2022. And it's actually called Oral Supplementation of Specific Collagen combined with calf strengthening exercises to reduce pain in Achilles tendinopathy patients. So very long and very specific study. And what we can actually just retain from it is that diet only will not necessarily help you heal. However, when combined with muscular training, it will multiply your performance and actually help you even more for this healing process. So definitely something to consider. I will for sure buy some complements of collagen in a few days, so I can actually put all of what I have in my control to avoid these very annoying injuries. These are all the four points that I wanted to mention you. I will actually now dig deeper in what I've experienced during my recovery process. So I got injured at the end of November, and so all the month of December I did no sports. January almost not, at least not the first half. Then I started to do some of these exercises, and it has helped me a lot, especially when I applied the 3 eccentric exercise movements. And I've done some quite long training sessions since then. I've done 2 exits of, 2 bike tours, one of 50 kilometers, one of 80 kilometers. My max so far has been 115 kilometers, so I'm hoping to top that in the next month. And it's crazy to think about that, considering that in just 4 months prior to that I couldn't even do any kind of sport. So I'm very happy for the progression, and I think that this knowledge is very important for all kind of triathlon athletes, whether you're a beginner or more advanced. So now it's time to conclude this video. And what I think we can just retain are the 4 arguments that I told. 1, distinguish the pain and the pain of the tendon and the tendon condition itself. And for pain, treat with the rise and massages and stretching. For tendon, focus on muscular with mechanical constraint movements. The second point is actually about eccentric exercises. So when you're treating these parts of your body that might hurt due to tendinopathy, focus on eccentric exercises, meaning when your muscle will actually stretch and that will help you out a lot. Then if you want to go and put some a step up, then focus on progressive loading, meaning you can load some weights as you actually do those eccentric exercises. At some point you will actually realize that you don't have to anymore just focus on eccentric exercises. You can do any type of exercises with some progressive loading on it. Something I did not mention before is that this progressive loading exercise is criticized when doing it on a high, on the peak season in terms of training volume. So of course the objective is to prevent injury, not to cause it. So be very mindful about the overall training volume you do in all your sports, whether it's at a week basis or on a day basis or whatever. About me then, I'm feeling much better. As I told you, I'm actually doing some long runs, some long bike tours. I'm doing some longer runs now. I've been limiting myself to 4 to 5 kilometers. I did a 7, almost 8 kilometers this morning. So I have a really good feeling about it. And I hope that all of this advice, and I mean at least knowledge, could help you out prevent or heal any tendinopathy that you might have. And yeah, hope you liked it. If so, you know what to do. Hit that like button, smash it, just like explode it. Yeah, explode that like button. Drop some comment if you will, and see you in the next one. Bye.